Hush. How we doing, nation? I coming across okay? Five by five. Thank you very much. How y'all doing this evening? It's actually nighttime here. What a day it has been. I've been out and about for most of the evening. If Kelly Collins is in here, she knows what I'm talking about. I replied to an email earlier. She's down in Tennessee. And I'm like, well, I'm out on the road right now. How we doing here? Who we got? I see in Virginia, Klinger, Bug Out Junkie, Bushcraft Family, Smell Buds, Joanne. Everybody's up in here. Indiana Prepper. How many people we got in here? 159 to kick it off. All right, so trust in God first. If you are still in here, I would like to know about these Russian nukes that you're talking about before I continue. I could not find anything on that. I saw you post that like in the lobby. You said you'd seen the video of it or something, but I tried to dig up some info on it real fast and I couldn't find it. Let me see here. Let me see if I can put any kind of slow-mo on before the moderators kill me. Hush. I know, are you nuts? Let's try that. All right, so yeah, if you could just email that to me, trust in God first, because I don't want to frighten people. I checked all of the media that I could before I jumped on here. I didn't see, so I don't want to spread misinformation. Paul J. and Lynn B., thank you very much for the coffee. Y'all check that mug right there out. Anybody ever seen that movie before 500,000 times like I have? How you doing, Peter? Leah's up in here. She's already got clubbing stamps all up and down her arms, probably. Well, JW Survival's in the house. Hot Rod Prepper, how you doing? MD Creekmore did a video on that topic earlier. Nana Prepper. Are we talking about the same thing, the Russian thing? Because I haven't been home very long. I've been home a little over an hour. And so I have not had a chance to see anybody's videos today. Left pretty early in the morning. I did see that about the Proud Boys. That's what I'm going to talk about next, the DC chaos. You folks seen this? I was watching the live stream before I came on. The Proud Boys and the Tifas are in DC stirring up trouble. And it may not end well. There are a bunch of them there. Smash it. Thank you, North Shore. How you doing, brother? So, yeah, they're fighting now. Okay. It kind of, Smell Buds, it kind of looked like they were headed in that direction right before I came on here. But there's no way I can watch the live stream on my phone and do this at the same time. So you guys, if you're watching it, just keep me up to date, please, on that. I knew there were tons there and they're still there. What's up, John? Just joined Patreon today. Thank you very much for that, Joseph. Thank you. Very much. Over 1,000 Proud Boys in DC. Yeah, that's not going to end well unless somebody backs down. And I don't know that either. I don't see the Proud Boys backing down, and I don't see Antifa being smart enough to back down. I don't think that they're used to having to back down. They kind of bully. How you doing, Lisa? There's always a few people in here. Check this out. There's always a few people in here from the Hillsville, Carroll County area of Virginia, up in Virginia, about an hour from where I'm at. And I don't know if I'm going to have to reshoot it or not, but I shot most of tomorrow morning's video when I was in Hillsville, holding my urine like a camel, I might add. I mentioned that in the video. It was horrible. It was horrible, I tell you. There's also some chaos going on in Olympia, Washington. You guys see that? I don't think it's on the scale of the DC chaos. I don't think there were as many people there, but I read Trump supporters and counter protesters. And just so you know, I'm not just going to Fox News, guys. I try and spin around to all the mainstream media. Take that however you like. KY Girl, how you doing? Irish Rebel, thank you very much for that donation. James Hoggle, Crazy in Washington. What's up, son? What's up? I like how he doesn't put what's up, son. He puts it like I would put it if I was texting above. Do I have a black eye? Not that I'm aware of. I probably do have bags under my eyes. However, a massive lighting rig here and then almost no light here. So yeah, there's all that. Nicholas, I'm glad that you could catch one too there, big homie. I'm seeing a lot of new names in here tonight, but a lot of mainstays. Smell Buzz, I agree. It is looking like it is going to get bad in DC. Keep an eye on that. For sure. For sure. Patty Prepper, thank you for that. Sent. All right, trust in God first. So if there's any credibility to it, which there may be, I'll post something on that first thing in the morning after I wake up and have my cup of coffee. So, huge update today, by the way, on the CV-19 miracle shot, right? They are now saying, check this out, they are now saying it's supposed to begin Monday here in the United States, them handing out the shot. How you doing, Rudy? Hey, Rudy, since you're in here, Alaska Prepper, if you're not subscribed to Alaska Prepper, folks, please go do that. Rudy, thank you very much for the shout out. My man, you got us over the hump and we are rolling. We are rolling Alaska Prepper style. But the miracle shot is coming out Monday. They're going to start to give it Monday. And they're saying that in doing that, and this is not good, folks, they're saying that the CV-19 will start, keyword there, start, to get under control by next summer. So even if the entire nation complies, which, by the way, I'm not going to comply, we still have until next summer. All of this lockdown chaos crap is what it is. And I saw something on Facebook. I actually kept it on here so I would not forget if I can find it. One of the people on Facebook posted this and I thought it was hilarious. Guys, ready for this? 10 years from now, you will hear commercials that say if you took the CV-19 vaccine between 2020 and 2021, you may be entitled to compensation. I would say that's pretty daggone accurate. North Shore Preparedness, brother, you don't have to send that. John, I challenge all here that are able to make the same donation and for John to use it to take food to the food bank. Well, I mean, I don't have a problem doing it. You guys can also do it over at Alaska Prepper. Rudy, that was an awesome video, by the way, donating all of that food, man. I actually reposted your video, brother, over on my Patreon page, just so people could see how much food. It was unreal how much food you were able to donate. That was awesome, man. Skill, apparently some of the vaccine test subjects are coming down with the Bell's palsy. I saw that. I saw 3 different cases where that was happening. And those are the ones they're actually telling us about. That's a very good point. Thank you. All kinds of bad stuff. I mean, the first wave of this vax, you're the guinea pig if you take this thing. And you don't want that. I mean, I don't want that, at least. Yeah, 1,700 pounds, Joanne. That's exactly right. Pennsylvania shut down again. Well, there's a shock. I mean, it's coming to most states. We know it. A lot of them have started to do it already. Bob, the spike is causing false HIV positives in Australia. I did not know that. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Sorry, I'm not ignoring the chats. It's just a bunch of colored super chats popping up here. Kevin Grip, be a shame to get into my preps. Yeah, and the beer mug. Oh, my God. Yes, North Shore, let's do it. 6-shooter. Thank you, 6-shooter. Stringfield Ridge Farm, we accept the challenge. Thank you very much. I don't know why, and I'm going to show my age here, but when he posted that beer mug for some reason, do you guys remember Ripple wine? Anybody as old as I am up in here? That's why I started laughing. I don't know why. I see a beer mug and my mind immediately goes to Ripple, which is like this really old, really cheap wine. Prepper Now has a great video. See, I need to go check it out. Prepper Book Clubber members. The Angry Prepper, no. Oh, the Angry Prepper's up in here. Do you see my spam message for you, brother? I didn't think it would be good to send you all those cans of spam, so I just posted them over there on the YouTube page, man. I had to tell my kids the story, by the way. They're like, I'll tell you about it in just a second. Alaska Prepper, it's your turn to haul all that food. Oh, my gosh, man. I'll be honest with you. I may just, not to be all shady, but I may just write a check or something. Not a check, but like use my debit card. Oh, man, I don't look forward to that part, Rudy. I'll be honest with you. Bob for the Charity Food Bank. Thank you very much. How did I get volunteered for this? Gary, thank you for that super chat, sir. So my daughter, we're in China Mart, okay? In the grocery section, which was depleted, by the way. And my daughter's like, Dad, what are you doing? You're embarrassing me. She sees somebody from school down on the other end and the boys looking down through here. And I'm up on the spam section taking a picture with my cell phone. She's like, what are you doing? And so I had to tell my kids the story about how Angry Prepper grew up, and he got mouthy with his dad one time and took a whooping for it and now hates spam. So I thought that was funny. Fran, thank you very much for that super chat. East Tennessee Preparedness. Challenge accepted, North Shore. How about another shout out, Big John, up to 400 subs? Okay, East Tennessee Preparedness. Go follow them. Go follow them. It's awesome that you're up to 400 subs, actually, brother. What I'm going to do is my wife and daughter, sometimes, now they haven't done it in several weeks, but they do volunteer to food bank here locally. I'll have them guys just take the money in because they know what to buy. It's run through a local church. If that's okay with you guys, not my money. This one's for you, John. Merry Christmas. Really? Thank you, Rudy. I wanted you to write me a book, though, brother, and send it before, and get it here before Christmas. That's what I was hoping for anyway. But yeah, I'll use that to go buy a book or something. Jake Smith, Virginia. What's up, man? The simple step of a courageous individual is to not take part in the lie. One word of truth outweighs the world. And I'm not going to try to pronounce that name. I am sorry, brother. Thank you. Liz Rambo. I recognize that picture before I even seen the name. Gladly accept the challenge. That is awesome. And Prepper Now is clubbing. I see you, brother. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm sitting here thinking a while ago, sorry to get off track, guys, but I'm sitting here thinking if the vax starts Monday, okay, and we have to wait basically in limbo and have everything shut down until the earliest next summer, what is our middle class, what is our small business and our economy going to look like for real? Can you imagine all of these mandates, being a business, trying to ride out these mandates and these shutdowns and lockdowns until next summer? Guys, most of them are barely hanging on. Greg, looks like you got nominated for the food bank hall. That's fine. I don't mind doing it. Like I said, I'll send my wife down with the money. I'll go ahead and give her, the money tomorrow or something. But I'm nominating somebody else. I can promise you that. And then if she won't do it, yeah, I'll go and haul it all. I'll throw it in the hatch and make 2 or 3 trips because I don't have a macked out truck like my man Rudy over there. Friend of mine was just attacked in DC by Antifa clowns on bikes. He got hit in the head with a glass bottle. This is getting out of hand. Sorry to hear that, Dr. Deagle. I mean, it's almost funny because they're on bikes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's only going to spiral things out of control. And it looks like Klinger has lost her mind. Donating, really, Klinger, donating for your local food bank on behalf of any nation member who can't right now due to job loss, etc. We are nation. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that, Christy, and I'll make sure that it gets to people that need food, especially with the holidays and Christmas and things coming up. That's awesome. Thank you very, very much for that. Guys, I actually have stuff written down, but the colored stripes keep coming. So I apologize in advance. We will get to this stuff. Paul Lopez, thank you very much, sir, for that super chat. And James Hoggle for accepting the challenge and adding $20 more. Who started this challenge? North Shore, was it you? Because my friend, I may flip the script on you next week. I may be over there. I may bring the nation over there and we'll load you down. Johanna Lane, Maine has become a police state. Preach it. It seems that way in North Carolina. The tyrant governor, yep, I'm there with you, is ordering for police to arrest anyone without a mask in public and for citizens to call also. I want to thank my moderators really quick because tyranny is actually the next thing on the list. So thank you, moderators. Hopefully everything's moving slow enough tonight. Thank you for being here and taking your time. My moderators are awesome. Every single one of them rock. Blue wrenches for you newbies over here. The blue wrenches can help you out with anything. You know what I'm going to do for you, Jason? Thank you making it rain. I'm going to buy $20 worth of Spam just for you, brother. And I'm going to throw it in with the rest of the food. Or you know what? No, man, that would be trollish. I'm going to go with corned beef hash. How about that? We'll do corned beef hash. You said you like that, right? North Shore preparedness. I've got another 20 for the food bank. Sorry, brother. Yes, it is all my fault, and I will take all of the blame. Well, that's fine, man. Hey, man, a lot of people are going to be eating that otherwise would not be because of that challenge. I just got to sit down and figure the numbers out after this stream now. Don Leslie, thank you very much for the donation. Wow. Sailing Prepper. Good Lord, guys. Dawn, challenge accepted. I love that we stand for in our Prepper Nation. Thank you for what you do. Reading is hard. Patriot Allen, Merry Christmas, Prepper Nation. Merry Christmas to you and Prepper Now. Says he sees you, AP. He's throwing down his Aldi money there. So tyranny, guys, thank you for the super chats. Tyranny. The definition of a tyrant, I wrote it down so I wouldn't screw it up, is a ruler who has no legal limits on his or her power. Does that sound familiar right now with some of these governors that we have? Double tap. Double tap. Thank you, brother. K. Marie throwing it down. How you doing tonight? Yeah. K. Marie, that stream the other night was pretty fantastic. I'm still thinking Top Gun. I'm not going to lie to you. Kelly Harbrook, for the locals, bless you and your family. Thank you, ma'am, for that super chat. Good Lord. Old Mutt, thank you, sir. Dancing, I don't even know what that is, man. It looks like a fox or a cat. I don't know. I'm a dog guy. Lady Prepper, we need to take care of each other. Yes, we do, and that's awesome. Thank you very much. Bob, Merry Christmas. Here's some gas money for the food bank trip. Thank you, man. You don't have to do that. You really don't. Like I said, my wife and daughter volunteer down there sometimes. So I'm just going to draw the money out of the bank now, you know, tomorrow morning or something, and I'm going to hand it to my wife and daughter. So I'm just going to, what is that called? Micromanage it. Because that's what's up. Prepper Nerd, I'm in. Who's next? Oh, dear God. Glad to donate. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Gray Man Prepping. I never thought I would be sitting here like, oh my God, all these color stripes are coming in. Loretta, how are you doing? I just call you Loretta because the other words keep changing on me. True American Loretta. Thank you. And Rudy, I hope my wife doesn't see the credit card bill, but it's for charity. I can't help it. Man, that's the thing. Thank you, Rudy, for that. It'll go to charity. I love to give to charity too, man. You know, I sit down sometimes, and as a matter of fact, I get stuff in the mail. I don't know if Rudy and I know Jason donates and others. I get stuff in the mail where we've donated and everything. And let's see here. This was last month's homes for our troops. They sent this, and I'll dig them up. I'll actually put these on Patreon, guys. They sent pictures from 3 different veterans, like the families that our money went to. I need to put those on Patreon because it was all of us that was doing the donating. Prepared Texan. I hope you're prepared because your state might be the ones seceding first. Thank you for the food. I'm gonna try and pronounce it. Yaya, is that correct? If not, email me and let me know, and I'll pronounce it properly next time. Patriots, continue to watch you since I have family in North Carolina. There you go. Dirty South. Thank you very much. Darlene B, challenge accepted. That's awesome. Patriot Ref for the food bank brother. God bless. Sir Lord Byron, I'm in on the challenge. Thank you, sir. I should have named the stream the challenge, right? Here's a donation from Georgia. Did not vote for Sloppy Joe. Chris, thank you. I didn't either. And I don't have a problem telling people that, or Kamala for that matter. So a tyrant is a ruler who has no legal limits on his or her power. Folks, we're dealing, at least in my state and several other states. I know New York's there. I know California's there. Let me see here. Michigan, Washington State that I'm aware of. There may be others that are dealing with tyranny. I mean, just straight out tyranny. Rudy, is this you again, man? I like even numbers, so this ought to do it. I'm full of joy. Rudy, man, come on. Thank you, man. But whew, save a little bit for the next stream. I get off here, I'm going clubbing somewhere else, man. I'll be donating over there for sure, wherever I go. I may start a challenge on the next person's stream. Brenda Hobbs, recognize that photo. God bless Prepper Nation. Challenge accepted. Thank you for that. The question is, what do we do about the tyranny? I mean, that seems to be the question here in the prepping community. Prepping community's kind of split, you know. There are petitions floating around where we're asking for freedoms back, basically. And I'm not really on board with that. You know, at first I was kind of like, well, you know, we need to seek peaceful resolution no matter what. But we may be painted into a corner already, as I was saying the other day. And then what do you do at that point? For the people, Merry Christmas, Sassy56. Thank you very much. Patriot Cowgirl, this nation is the best. You guys rock. Be proud and blessed. Thank you. Trudy, challenge accepted. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. So what do you do? What do you do if you're, for example, in North Carolina and you have a governor that is a tyrant? I mean, let's face it. These guys are writing laws into existence with no representation whatsoever. And a lot of what these laws entail, these laws, I use it loosely, are unconstitutional. You know what I'm saying? I'm a free American. I'm above the age of 18, obviously. I'm freaking old, guys. And I have to be inside by 10 o'clock. That ain't going to fly. You understand? Or I'm going to be fined or potentially arrested. Are you kidding me? In the United States? Don't comply. Exactly, Highlands. We need enough people not complying. I actually spoke to, not on the phone, but via email. I had a police officer. The other morning I did a video calling out police officers. you know, not in a bad way, but explaining to them, you know, it's time to pick a side. Janice, thank you. East Texas in the house for the food bank. Merry Christmas. Thank you, ma'am. Excuse me. So long story short, he emails me and he wants me to clarify, I guess, my position. And he goes on to explain, he says 95% of police officers are good guys. You know, there's some bad apples. He was respectful in the email, and I was respectful when I replied. But he said they had already been talking behind the scenes in his precinct about what they were not willing to do, like what line they were not willing to cross. Aaron Woods, we are nation. Thanks all. Yes, ma'am, we are. Hoping that's a woman. Otherwise, he's like, did he just call me a woman? But yeah, you know, I replied and I said, look, I understand police officers have an incredibly hard job, right? And I understand that they've sworn an oath to the Constitution. But the problem is we're running out of middle ground, guys, okay? So we have freedom and we have, I call them blue coats, patriots over here on this side. And we have tyrants over here, you know, our governors and tyrannical mayors and things like that. New York, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? And they're pushing this way, and patriots now have started to push back. We're tired of ceding ground. We're tired of giving up freedoms for nothing. And so the middle ground is gone. It's basically gone at this point, and police officers are in the middle. And it's going to get to the point now, I believe, very soon, where they're either going to get directives, you know, from their boss saying, okay, go arrest people if they're out past 10 o'clock, or the police officer is going to have to say, well, no, it's a free country. I don't necessarily think I'm going to go arrest American citizens. And I, you know, the thing that worries me, okay, I know that 95% of police officers are good guys. But with the economy in shambles, which I promise you it's going to be, if this thing's going to go on until next summer, at the earliest, police officers are going to be less likely, in my opinion, to do the right thing because they're going to be more dependent on a paycheck. Does that make sense? They have a family to feed. They have their own bills to pay. And I totally understand it. But they're going to, for them, there might start to be a little bit of a gray area. And that's a problem. Helping out, Paul, thank you very much, sir. So I would like to hear your guys' takes on it real quick over here in the chat, if you don't mind. Can't fill the jails with the pandemic. No, you can't. That's the thing that I was talking about in the video the other morning. They can't arrest everybody. They can't afford it, right? They have nobody at that point paying the tax money. I've had enough of the criminal element and these Antifa buffoons out here protesting, half of them not masked or whatever, setting things on fire, and the police saying, you know, being told, stay back, you know, don't intervene. But then at the same time, people that abide by the laws, the patriots, right? We just want to be left alone. And now we're being told, nope, you got to go inside. Nope, you got to wear a mask outside in the park by yourself. Otherwise, you're going to be fined. You know, there comes a point in time when it's tyranny. Cops aren't arresting here in Canada. I think, I'm not sure, I'm not in New York, but I think that I'd heard in New York, they're letting a lot of stuff slide. But then they're hammering on the mask mandates and all that stuff. But that's, again, that's secondhand information. I don't know that for sure. Jason would be the one to ask if he's still in here. Will not comply. You can't comply. Because if you comply, folks, if you comply, if you mask up and you agree, okay, I'm going to go inside like a good little lemming at 10 o'clock. And when I come out the next morning, I'm going to mask up and I'm going to walk down the sidewalk by myself. If you cede that ground, that middle ground, they're going to come for more at that point. They're not going to stop. These bureaucrats, they like power and they like money, but especially power. And the more power you give them, the more hungry they get for it. We got to stop giving our rights away. My opinion. Denise Rhodes, for charity. Wish I could do more. That's totally okay. We have plenty. Thank you very much. Their minds are going to be blown. Now, guys, if you have a problem with, now again, this money that's going to be donated is going to a church food bank. It's a huge food bank here locally, but it is run by a church. If you guys, for whatever reason, do not want it to go through that food bank and you want me to take it somewhere else, email me and let me know. Give me a decent reason why. I'm totally open-minded, and I would be glad to donate it somewhere else. Because it's not my money. So I'll probably add a little bit of my money. Carmen, for gas, thank you very much. Oh, somebody's talking about history. Kansas prepper mommy, learn from our history. Dems call cons. But if you look at the origins of that historical times, they are the ones following the playbook. They truly are. You know, what we're seeing right now, we're seeing it with President Trump. Did you guys see this earlier? People could not reply to Trump's tweets earlier. I don't know if they've unlocked it, Twitter. They couldn't retweet the information. Do I really need to speak on conservative censorship here on YouTube? I don't think I need to. I think most of us are painfully aware. It's the modern day version of book burning. You get rid of the information that you don't want people to see. And Google's the worst. They are the absolute worst. Social media, they're right behind them. We got a lot of book burning going on. You know what I mean? How many cans of Spam can we fit in John's vehicle? Oh my God. Prep. I mean, I don't know. I could spitball here and say probably a couple of thousand. You know, it's an SUV. I don't have, like I said, I don't have Rudy's truck or anything. But DJ Ronnie G, I commute to Brooklyn and Manhattan weekly, and nobody has given me a hard time about not wearing a mask outside. I only wear it on the bus and the train. Thank you, brother, for the donation. If you could, over here in the chat, let me know what it looks like on the ground as far as, is everything still kind of partitioned off in New York? Like the movement being restricted and things like that. Is that still going on in New York? Is that a thing? Jay Volek, awesome stuff, John. Thank you very much for that and for the donation. Hidden City Prepper, if cops are fired, make it public. Patriots will step up with new jobs. Yeah, most of the, at least the prepping community, I will say this, most of the preppers in here for sure, we don't really need the police to protect us. The police aren't really there to protect us. We can protect ourselves for the most part. You need peace officers, constables, police officers, whatever the case may be, but they need to be there for the people. And that's what makes me so mad about the bureaucrats. They're supposed to be representing us, and it's just a snake-filled swamp, you know? They don't care anything about the people. But at some point, you know, again, getting right back to it, the police, they've either got to side with the people handing them a paycheck, which is the part that worries me, or, you know, the Constitution, because these tyrants are starting to overreach now, and they're taking away rights they're guaranteed via the Constitution, which is not cool. KM, please put some of those donations to animal shelters. They get left behind a lot. I have no problem doing that. If you guys want some of it going to animal shelters, that's fine. Just let me know one way or the other. Jason in Virginia, if you decide to take the food yourself, I'm willing to drive my truck down and help. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Like I said, I was in China Mart earlier, and there wasn't a ton of canned food left. The Spam was half wiped out, if that tells you anything, because I posted the picture. I mean, the shelves were about half empty all the way down on the canned food aisle. They still had canned food, but it was pretty busy in there. Oh, you guys are doing the giveaways. Oh, okay. Hold on here. They're giving the merch away over on Facebook. They wouldn't allow me to be in the competition. I wanted to win some merch for myself. Let me see here. Joyce, Lane, Jana M, Teresa Horn, Gray Man Prepping. Looks like y'all won some swag, maybe. Sunshine State Survival, Passing on Blessings. Please donate to the food bank or buy some WD-40 for the squeaky chair. Look. All right, so cans of WD-40 now. I had 2 in the basement, then I bought another one. Okay. I will spray the daylights out of this chair underneath everything, every little nook and cranny that's metal especially. And it'll fix it for a half a week. And then it starts squeaking again. It drives me nuts. I think once I get it figured out or get a new chair or something, domestic, hopefully I'm not buffering too bad here. I will probably drag this chair out in the yard and burn it and live stream it. Gary, I've never seen the LifeStraw in green. I've only seen them in blue. I'm not 100% sure. They may make other colors, but I've only seen the light blue with the dark blue tips. The squeak gives the chair character. Yeah, it does. Squeaky chairs matter, right? Prep your stead. Third place winners. Okay, they're announcing winners. Joyce Lane Brosius, Jana M.S., Teresa Horn, Gray Man Prepping. So there you go. There's some winners of some swag. That is going to be over, I think, on Facebook. And Christy, is it also on MeWe or is it just Facebook? Not sure. Wherever you follow us on social media, the winners will be posted over there, I'm sure, tonight as well, in case you're not sure. All right, so speaking of, I've probably had 30 emails and comments this week about dog tags. Anybody know about dog tags? If you're brand new here, maybe not. But the ladies that run the social media accounts, they have ordered or are gearing up to order. Are we going with orange, Christy, on the dog tags? And they're going to have them either for giveaways or for sale. Yeah, Teresa, so do I. I got one set left that I personally wear. They are gone. As soon as they hit the Ponderosa, people are like, I want dog tags. But I think to match the logo, I think we decided on shiny orange. But I told them to go ahead and pick whatever they thought looked best. John 14:6. Thank you. Thanks for the great content and helping out those in need. You're very welcome. I used to be one of those in need. So it's not a big deal for me. For a new chair, Jimmy Bass. What if I don't want a new chair, though? You know? Morale patches. Yeah, Paul. Yep, they are coming. I posted yesterday, actually, the proof, the very first one that he got back. Are there any Brantley Gilbert fans in the house? Anybody listen to country music? And you like old Brantley Gilbert, maybe? Nah, I'm good. The reason I ask is, yes, there we go. Las Vegas knows what's up. There's a line in one of his songs that says he asked for forgiveness before he asked for permission, right? So that's why I went with the title tonight. I think the prepping community seems kind of divided on how to deal with the tyranny. I think we all agree that some shady stuff is going on at the government, Anthony, at the government level. But part of the prepping community wants to do it completely peacefully, okay, which I respect. And they want to sign, the online petitions and things to send to the bureaucrats to say, hey, can we please have our rights back? And then half of the prepping community seems to be, and I'm leaning this way myself now, back in the days of Thomas Paine. You know what I'm saying? I kind of have that mindset at this point. I think we've been pushed too far. I think we've had too many freedoms stripped away. And I think that I'm not going to deal with tyranny. And so I would rather ask for forgiveness from the man upstairs instead of asking for permission from Roy Cooper, Governor Roy Cooper, or whoever. Throw in your favorite tyrant, doesn't matter. Prep your stead, second place winners. Bob Chappelle, Tracy Moser, Papa Prepper. That's an easy one to say. I like that. Lisa Randolph and Angelo Diwali. There we go. Yeah, I'm a winner, Bob said. I'm a winner. You're all winners. Johnny Cash, he was a winner for sure. But I'm just there, folks. I've had a few emails that said, you know, why are you no longer on the Freedom Gathering website? Well, that was my decision. All right. I wanted to distance myself from Freedom Gathering because there's just a difference of opinion. I respect the crap out of those guys, but they want to do it a different way. For me, I've drawn a line in the sand, and I'm not going to take violence out here to anybody. But once violence crosses that line on me, it's going to be met with violence. And I didn't want to attach that stigma to those guys whatsoever. And I know they disagree with that, and that's fine. As Americans, we shouldn't ask for permission or forgiveness. Michael, thank you for the super chat. No, not when it comes to keeping our rights and our freedoms. I don't think we should ask for forgiveness. Now, I screw up every day, and I need to ask for forgiveness for other things. Jeremy Taylor, thank you for the super chat. I went to walk in a store recently with my blue mask on, and this 30-ish-year-old woman just pulled the mask right off my face, breaking it. She said, "You don't need that." It reminded me of Kay Marie. That sounds like some of Kay Marie's stuff over there. I know these people, man. Kay Marie's another one. She ain't gonna put up with it. She had a run in, I think it was about a week or so ago. First place winners: Shannon Young, Sheffield, Roy Lyons, Loretta Easton, Mama Preps, and Melissa Day. What did they win, Cindy? Are those the hoodie winners? And the sad part is, if somebody's not on the live stream, they'll probably have no idea they ever won. But yeah. So anyway, anybody been keeping up? I need dog tags bad. Smell buds. Christy, write that down. How many, Christy, have you guys ordered them yet? And if you have, or you're getting ready to, how many pairs of dog tags do you plan on ordering? Do you know? You got a ballpark or anything? Because they're going to go fast. I'm pretty sure. It really is just saying it is sad. It's pathetic. Domestic gangster. For some reason, you are being flagged for asking people to hit the like button. That's a little shady. No, prepper nerd. Yeah, I totally get it. I totally get it. And what I have nothing against what you guys are trying to do, okay? But some of my videos moving forward, I already know I have a little too much Thomas Paine in me. A few of my videos are going to go off the deep end a little bit. And I don't want that to look bad on you guys. If something should happen, and I try to explain this to Pinball through an email. If something should happen to the channel, I don't want that to negatively affect you folks and what you're trying to do. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm still following you guys on social media and all that stuff. I'm like a leper, man. I'm telling you, you don't want to be attached to me right now, because some mornings I wake up and I just go out back and I'm like, please hold your tongue this morning. Don't get too fired up, because it really makes me mad. And I try and suppress it as much as possible. You guys been keeping up with Brexit? Anybody? Going rogue. Somebody get Baltimore his stamp. He's all over the place, man. If I went into a chat and I didn't see Baltimore Bama, like I would seriously be worried. You know, we'd have to reach out and make sure he was okay. Charlotte Parton, $5. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I can go into a chat and there can be 4 people in that live chat. Brand new channel just started up. And I guarantee you one of them is going to be Baltimore Bama. Clubbing tonight. Yep. He's Baltimore Bama. From now on, man, you were 50 Cent because you were always in the club. And I got to attach you folks to something. I was telling Patron this earlier this week. Yeah, he's 50 Cent from now on. Yeah, I'm sorry it got to do with Brett or not. Sorry. Now song stuck in my head. So what I'm hearing on Brexit, and I was looking this up before I went live, is they still have like 48 hours of negotiations. Is it still buffering, guys? Jesus. I don't understand how. Yep, here we go. Prepper, now you don't know anything about this, do you? the whole buffering deal. I shouldn't have said it. I know, the big B. Rut-row, I should not have said it. Good here, okay. I'll just say the big B from now on, okay? Good for now. Yeah, the big B word. So from what I'm understanding in reading the news, and this came from BBC.com, within the next 48 hours, if Britain and the EU, if they're not able to come to a big B agreement, like on all of the terms, Britain is going to put gunboats out into the water to protect its trading routes, however you say it. That's bad. All right. I look at that situation and I'm thinking, first of all, how sad does it have to be that you have to negotiate to run your own country the way you want to? How sad is that? The EU and the UN, they seem almost like, especially the EU, almost like a homeowners association, right? Where you have a country, but it's in the EU and you can't really do anything you want to do. You have to follow somebody else's rules and you pay them to tell you what to do. So yeah, that's bad. That's bad. That in itself should be reason enough never to join something like the EU. Other countries should be looking at the EU, the whole debacle, the big B. Yeah, my heart hurts from England. It's a mess. I mean, go back and think about how long ago it was voted on by the people and how long it's been dragged out. They have dragged this thing out forever, son. And all these people want to do is get out and be a country on their own. I mean, if it drags out much longer, they're the new Texas over in Europe, son. Texas is trying to get out of the US. They can't get out. I mean, it's pitiful. You know, they're just like, let us go. Let us go. Stop taking our money and let us go. And if I'm another country seeing this, I'm like, man, we got to get out. We have got to get out of the EU. Now what's going on? Let's see here. Sorry, guys. I think I missed one here. Yeah, sure did. Missed a couple, actually. For the people, Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, Sassy, for that. Thank you. That's a huge donation. Prepper Bunny helping out. God bless and Merry Christmas from Oregon. Thank you very much. Holla, Lisa will not comply. Lisa, hashtag I will not comply. She says, holla. Risa, let me see here. Has anybody heard how Italy is doing? Not sure there. Yeah, Peter, good job. He did cancel that. Yeah, I mean, it's just, we don't need these big super powerful entities running countries by the dozens, you know? Let them go. There's nothing wrong with nationalism. Now, of course, you don't want to take it back to World War II fascism. You don't want to do that. But nationalism is being proud of the country that you live in and putting country first. Nothing wrong with that mindset whatsoever, guys. And when you get into a situation like the EU, you're putting your nationality and you're putting your patriotism second to just a shady group of individual elites. I mean, they're elites. That's why they've drugged this out. They don't want Britain to leave. And apparently, what is that guy's name over in Britain? You guys, the prime minister, what is his name? The Trump fan. I can't remember his name. The other one that has the bad hair. At least he has hair, I guess. He's done with it. He throwing gunboats out in the next couple of days. If Boris, yes, Boris Johnson. Thank you very much, guys. Boris, yeah, he's fed up. His advisor said, hey, we need to protect the trading routes in case the EU don't bite on this. I mean, they're arguing over fishing lanes at this point. The EU is like, son, you're going to give us, it's like that bad breakup. You guys ever been in a bad breakup? Nobody really? Yeah, I know you have. Okay, so you've been in that bad breakup and your ex is just like calling every other day. You know, I think I left a robe in the closet. I need to come by and get it. Hey, I need to come by and get those shoes that are under the bed. You know, we're going to go to court over that lamp that we bought at the Goodwill. Let them go. Just let Britain go. You know, it's done. Twice. Ugh. Just let them go. They just want to leave. They want to be left alone. Britain just wants to be a country and have waterways so they can trade back and forth with somebody other than you. It's ridiculous. North Shore Preparedness. John, let us all know how much we generated for charity this evening. This one is for a thermal coffee mug for you. Thank you very much. I will. What I'll do is I'll post over on YouTube. I'll make a small, like a post, no pictures or anything, but I'll let you guys know. I'll have to sit down and add it up. It's going to be quite a bit. And what's funny, let me tell you about what's funny, North Shore, is the money that's being donated tonight will hit PayPal. Let's see, YouTube takes 30%. The rest is going to hit PayPal next month. So I got to whip out the big old PayPal card tomorrow, pull out of my own account, which I don't mind doing. But yeah, I'm bringing it to you next. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pay for it up front, and then it'll just hit on the back end next month or something. But yeah, let's see what we got here. We got a few shout outs. Channels that I enjoy, smaller channels that are on the up and up, and they're coming up. Faithful Prepper. I don't know if she's in the house. She is usually in the premiere. She has an awesome channel. It's well worth a subscribe. Be Ready Today, of course, Mr. Humility. He's very humble. I've spoken on the phone with him. He's just a kind individual. And Prepping for Life. Go see Andrew. He has started to live stream. It's pretty funny. His wife, Andrew's on camera. I don't know if he's in here or not, but he is, he's like the rest of us when we first start YouTubing, right? All of us, myself included. When I first started, I'm in front of the camera like, oh my God, I'm so nervous. You know, what do I say? And his wife is behind the camera, just letting him have it. She's the voice of reason over there. It is so funny. So those are 3 worth your time if you're looking for new channels. Charlotte, that's a very good point. Very, very good point. It terrifies me that my hospital may require the vax to keep our jobs. They may at some point very soon. I think I read they have to get, in order for herd immunity to work in their little playground minds that 70% of the nation has to take the vax. And so they are going to browbeat and basically blackmail through jobs anybody and everybody that they can to take the vax. So, you know, just like we were talking about with the police, no gray area left. They're going to have a tough decision to make. A lot of people that are working other jobs are going to have a similarly tough decision. You know, not just healthcare workers, maybe healthcare workers first. But like, for example, my wife works in education. Eventually that's going to come up as well. So a lot of people are going to get hit with that. You take this or you're out the door. And there has to be enough people not comply. There has to be enough people that says, I'm not taking it. Just not going to do it. Liz Rambo, what are you doing? Donating more money. Put this donation toward your Berkey filters. Thank you very much for that. Hopefully you saw that review on the Berkey. I think you did. Berkey's awesome. No complaints whatsoever. It's hard to keep the exterior clean, but somebody mentioned vinegar. I haven't tried it yet. I haven't been home all day. But yeah, I love it. I've been using it for coffee and everything else. Let's see here. My governor sucks. Well, hey. All right, I'm going to give you guys a few more things here, and then we'll just get into questions. Facebook Live. For the folks on Facebook, well, first of all, for the folks on MeWe, I haven't been there in a few nights, and I'm so sorry. I miss talking to Cindy over there and Miss Nicole Kidman, old Shorty, and there's a few others over there. I miss it over there. Facebook Live. I'm going to try. I've never did a Facebook Live, but I'm going to try at some point coming up soon to do a Facebook Live. Honey Prepper, stop touching the Berkey and no prints. It's just so sexy. I can't keep my hands off of it. You know? Just remember to prime it, John. Oh, Striker, that was horrible. That was horrible. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, typical guy stuff, I guess. I said, well, I'll just put it in here because same thing, right? You prime the filter or you can just put it in there. I said, it'll soak water up. Hour goes by, I come in, I pull the thing, nothing comes out. I'm like, son of a gun. So I had to redo everything. Let's see here. James Hoggle. John, you already in the thousands. Are you sure you can handle it if you, bro, awesome, God is good? Yeah, I can. James, thank you for asking. I get accused a lot of being here for money grabbing when in fact the writing, more times than not, I write on the side as well. I actually do that full time. The writing far and away outweighs the YouTube. So I'll just move some money from the writing account to pay for this, and then it'll kick back on the back end. But I appreciate that anyway. Thank you. Always got a prime. I will, Leah, from now on. Linda, Berkey doesn't work well with well water. I did not know that. I've just used, so far, just used tap water. Audio issues. What? I should hope not. Yeah, tap water, guys, is the only thing I've used in the Berkey. I would almost hate to get like pond water or something, throw it in there. It's too nice, you know. DD, taking donations from my son's family who just had a baby to surprise them with a starter prepper pantry. That's a good idea. My PayPal is mynonymous143@Yahoo. YouTube will never shut the prepper community down. Hopefully not. And DD, that's actually a very good surprise. Get them started on prepping early. That's awesome. So yeah, I wanted to give you folks a quote. One of my favorite quotes by Thomas Paine. We have it in our power to begin the world over again. I bring this, yeah, sorry about that, KM. I'm blowing in you guys' ear in case that's your thing. Speaking of X's. So Thomas Paine understood, right? he was considered a radical, but really Thomas Paine, what he wanted was the same thing we want. Just leave us alone, right? We deserve the same rights as everybody else. You know, we're kind of, I did a video called The Analogy over on Rumble, and I'm not going to do the whole thing here, but we're born into this park. Our world is a park, and it's supposed to be a public park. It's here for everyone to enjoy. But from the moment that we arrive, we're given a number, we're told where to stand. You're a part of this group, right? Countries. Our movement is then limited, and then the taxation begins, right? You have to pay for everything, right? I can't fish in my state without having a fishing license, which is a tax. It's not a license, it's a tax. You understand? And it's just like, at some point, leave us alone and just let us live our freaking lives. And Thomas Paine understood this. You know, what he's saying with this quote is, when the government gets to the point where they're dictating every single thing in your life, it's time to reset it and build it back better. So that's why I'm throwing the quote out. You know, I'll do a whisper sweet preps into my ear. Alaskan Prepper. Uh-oh. What's he talking about? Alaskan Prepper was on fire the other night. I'd never heard him hitting on this stuff. Freedom. Yeah, man. You know, I understand the need for taxes, right? Like, we got to have roads, and we got to have first responders and things like this. Okay. And I get it. We got to have a military. We got to have some stuff paid for by the government. You know, I'm not AOC. I understand tax money pays for this. We don't just pay for it, like AOC says. But at some point, quit it already. You know, if I go out and I buy a vehicle and I pay this outrageous tax on it, and then I go get tags for it, and I pay a tax on the tags, and I'm paying a tax to get my license renewed, right? At some point, like next year, when the next year rolls around, why am I paying tax on the same vehicle again? Just over and over and over. It makes you wonder, do you really own the vehicle? Do you really own your house if you have to pay taxes under the threat of having it taken away every single year? Or are you just renting it from the government? You know, when did it get this bad? It may be time to reset it. Now, I'm not calling for violence, guys, at all. I'm not a violent individual. I'm not saying we need to go ahead and light the fuse on revolution. I'm saying we need to stop giving our freedoms away. We need to start asking questions. You know, when these silly governors are just, yeah, let's write this law into effect. Where's the representation in that? How do we get heard in that? Don't you work for us? You know, why am I under the threat of, you know, potentially being fined or going to jail over a piece of paper that you just woke up one morning? You know, you went in there with your Duke Cannon soap. I'm an affiliate, guys. You went in there with your Duke Cannon soap, you lathered up, and you said, you know what? I'm going to stick it to him this morning. Oh, yeah. I'm going to start locking them down at 10 o'clock. And then he speaks it into existence. It's ridiculous. Selling prepper, 85% of firefighters are volunteer. I didn't volunteer. You're saying volunteer, I'm sorry, selling. Yeah, I knew it was quite a bit. I didn't know it was that many. Human condition. People take advantage of the system. Yeah, that's fair, Prepper Nerd. It is fair. So yeah, I wanted to say, look, these people are out here crying for socialism and communism, and we got to burn it down and, you know, start all over or whatever. And then you have your far right saying, no, we need to go back to the way it was in 2019 before all the nonsense. And I'm over here saying we need change. We do need change. We do, to a degree, need to tear it down, but not for socialism or communism. We need to tear down the tyranny that's taken place in this country over the past decades, and we need to build it back better. You know, we got a lot of rotten wood in Washington, D.C., and eventually this rotten wood is going to cause the house to fall down if we don't do something about it. It's time for a remodel, I guess is what I'm saying, a peaceful remodel, unless they don't give us any other choice. So freedom, exactly. Freedom. The swamp is ridiculous. Make sure I didn't miss anything here, guys. Okay, so one more thing to talk about. I think you're going to like this, and then we will get to you folks' questions for the second half. So we hit, again, with Rudy's help. Thank you, Rudy. 30,000 subscribers here, Prepper Nation. People been congratulating me. Congratulations, John. This ain't John. John didn't do this. John just wakes up every morning and he sits in his own Premiere, zombified, drinking coffee, watching you folks chat back and forth. And you folks are the ones that subscribe, and you folks here at the Nation are the ones that are bringing other people in and broadcasting it out on social media. So you did this. Thank you very much. We are growing, and that is awesome. What comes with hitting the dirty 30 here at YouTube? Hit the old dirty 30. What kind of perks did it unlock? Well, I had 2 people shortly after, same day that we hit 30K, email me. I actually need to reach out to Jason or Rudy or somebody about this. One was in Charlotte. They are companies that are contacting me, wanting me to run commercials on Prepper Nation. What do y'all think about that? You ever seen the movie Draft Day with Kevin Costner? Anybody? Well, Kevin Costner, everybody's like, no, that's one of my favorites, a top 5 movie for me, right? Yes. Okay. Somebody finally said yes. Somebody will get this. Las Vegas is going to get it. Commercials, right? So in the movie Draft Day, at the very beginning, he's carrying a piece of paper around in his pocket, and it's his draft pick. It doesn't matter what changes throughout the movie. Okay. He knows who he's going to pick. And so I want to show you guys something. I got 2 offers. One of the offers was, they said, for a small but guaranteed amount of money if I do the commercials. So I've got my own piece of paper in my pocket. And it says, will not sell out no matter what. So if those advertisers are on here tonight, you can take your offer and you can stick it. Because I'm not here to make money. And I'm not here to peddle a bunch of crap to Prepper Nation. It's not happening. Sorry. If I get a hold of a good product, like I'm staring at a Sawyer right now, I will tell you it's a good product. And if it's trash, I will tell you it's trash. So I am not the guy to be trying to peddle junk off on. One of these companies was selling cheap knives, and that ain't happening. I would rather make less money. And at the end of the day, you don't need to be emailing me. You need to be emailing every single person that's in the chat tonight, and every person that's subscribed. So I just wanted to tell you guys that and get to some questions. What do we got? Or what do y'all want to talk about here? Sponsorship, seasons change. I was talking with 4 Patriots. We actually were in talks for me to only review their items because they don't sell crap. But without getting into it too much, that kind of fell through. And it wasn't really my fault or their fault. Alfred Biscuits, how you doing? Alfred Biscuits. Oh, Christy. Can you please straighten your Oz cover pic in the background? It's distracting. Oh my God. Christy, are you serious? You talking about where it's dropped down a little lower? Is that what it is? Oh my God. I have to get the laser level out for Klinger. Firestina, thank you for standing your ground on the commercials. You're very welcome. I just don't like the idea. It seems cheap to me. It's humbling. I know, right? It's humbling to be sitting up here flapping my gums and my teeth rattling around and having so many people listen to the just the ridiculous chatter to begin with. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, you need to buy this and you need to buy this. It's a good product and they're paying me $10 to say this or whatever. Jody Lofton, thank you very much, ma'am, for that donation. John, do you have an EMP shield? No, I do not. I have a Faraday. I don't know if you would call it a Faraday cage bag. It's just, it looks kind of like a small Mylar bag, but it's just for big enough for cell phones and things. And then my wallet. Alex Jones on the ground in DC, Full Metal Texan. Is he, what is that vehicle that he rides around in, like the tank? Charlotte, you can do so many preps that cost little. You actually can. And the number one prep is skills, in my opinion. Skills. Learn as many skills as you can. You can do a lot of the stuff for free out in your backyard or whatever. Yeah, please put them in all caps if you don't mind, guys. Charlie Pride passed away. I saw that before I started streaming. That sucks. That's a good question, Klinger. Would the satellites even work after an EMP? I'm not actually sure. I know that the EMP, would burst down and hit everything below. I'm actually not sure about everything above. There's probably somebody in here that knows the answer to that, but I actually don't know. Humvee. He's in a Humvee. Okay. Well, yeah, it's official if AJ's there. I shouldn't say his name here. Personal freedom. Yeah, plays a lot too. Thank you very much. Glad to see you're not that guy. Whiskey Mail. There are too many of those guys and gals on YouTube. There are too many people here for the wrong reasons, As I was saying earlier with Rudy, and Rudy, if he's still here, the Alaskan prepper, we've spoken on the phone about it. And he even said, look, it's a lot of work. I'm paraphrasing. It's a lot of work. And guys, it is for the YouTube, especially the pre-recorded stuff. So you got to make a little bit of money, right? But I'm not here to get rich. I'm not here. My daughter thinks, I was telling Klinger the other day, my daughter thinks it's just awesome that her dad has, however many subscribers on YouTube. And I'm like, I don't even care. It's not about the money or the fame or anything. I just like to talk about prepping. I try to explain to my daughter. I said, your mama won't listen to me 95% of the time. Your brother talks about video games. She talks about social media and stuff like that. Nobody will listen. So I get on here and I talk about it. It's an escape for me. But there are a lot of people that are here for shady reasons. There truly are. Bro, can Texas secede? Texas is big enough and I believe strong enough to do whatever they good and well please. The open-minded, the only thing is, what would the response from the United States be? Like, would other states follow Texas? If Texas goes on their own, and it's 1 against 49, they're probably in trouble. If many states go with Texas, and I think that there would be many states that would, then the U.S. would be in trouble, perhaps. Legally, can they do it? The Supreme Court continues to say no, but they continue to give a different reason. They kind of backtalk. You know, they talk in circles. I need to dip out, y'all. All right, domestic gangster, you have a great knife. What's a good knife, Paul? Well, I had to pull my daughter's carpet up last night. And just like with the Berkey, I decided I'm not going to do this all proper like. So I go in there caveman style with the knife. And the Mamu, which is here, did okay for probably 5 minutes. And then it was dull. Sog. I came in and I got one out of the bug out bag. Sog brand. It was a Sog Seal pup. Man, that stuff was cutting like hot butter through that carpet. Had it up in no time. Yeah, I think they're about $40, somewhere around in there. Benchmade's good. I mean, there are several. There really are. I'm a Sog guy now. Texas still maintain. Let me see here. Karen, Texas still maintains its status as a sovereign nation. They can cut ties anytime they want. See, I know that, and I totally agree with that. I think they should be able to. But the fact that they've tried to do it multiple times and it somehow goes to the U.S. Supreme Court lets me know that the U.S. is going to fight it tooth and nail. And the fact that it Texas loses in the Supreme Court, not a good sign. Texas has a huge economy. They're one of the few states where they pay in more taxes than they actually receive back. So the U.S. doesn't want to let them go for various reasons. You know, the oil, the ports, they have such a huge infrastructure. The economy is really good there. I mean, a lot of California's businesses are moving there for a reason. Liz Rambo, what is your favorite restaurants? Tell us 3. If I had to pick 3, wow. Texas Roadhouse, the Cracker Barrel. Probably Applebee's. And there's a place, I'm going to throw a shout out here. Kelly Collins is in Gatlinburg, Tennessee tonight. I had mentioned she emailed earlier and she's like, is there any way you can meet tomorrow? We're driving through and we can stop. I said, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what my wife's got me doing. But she's eating at Old Red's tonight, which is Blake Shelton's restaurant. Thank you for that super chat, Liz. And I totally recommended Old Red's to her. So we'll see what she thinks. You knew I'd say Applebee's, Patriot Ref? Why is that? We just have a bunch in this area more than anything else. I just hope the rest of the South goes with them, Debbie. Some of the states would, I think, especially Oklahoma, Louisiana, that area, that kind of that red bubble, the ruby red bubble. But then when you get into over towards Georgia and the Carolinas and Virginia, then you're running into trouble because it's gotten highly liberal in some of those areas. Stock water and canned food. Absolutely, Charlotte. Absolutely. Water was, when we were at China Mart tonight, water was way down. They were almost out. And I'm like, oh, I got a Berkey. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Apex Vigil. Really? Who farted? Was it Biden? No idea. Can we please, Paige says, can we please stand up before the vax retracted? Are you good with a wet rock for sharpening, Debbie? Fairly. Yeah, I have enough knives, and I use them. When I say I have an everyday carry knife, I don't just carry it. I probably use it 20 times a day. And the Mamu, I don't know how to explain this thing, guys. You saw the review on it. Many of you did. It won't hold an edge for very long, is what honestly pisses me off about this knife, because otherwise, this is the bomb.com. I switched for a couple of days. I started carrying the Sog Seal Pup, and I'm like, well, this thing's too small. What's happened is I've carried the Mamu for so long now, and I've gotten used to the weight, and I've gotten used to the size that it's hard for me to carry a smaller knife. So I'm either going to continue to carry this or buy a very large Sog with similar weight. Get rid of that crap edge knife, Prepper Book Club. It's a $250 knife, though. That's the problem. You know what I mean? It should be better than it is. And I mean, the weight, I don't know how to explain it. If you've never held a Mamu, the weight, I mean, the handle is literally called a pistol grip. It has a pistol grip, and it feels like I'm holding a 38 revolver right now. Similar weight and everything, you know? And but then when you get, it's almost like a smartphone. It's good in so many ways, but then when you need it to make a phone call, like the most basic function, it fails compared to other knives. And it just irritates me to no end. Our economy is done, Teresa. It's not looking promising. Teresa, I can tell you that, again, they are saying with these shots starting on Monday that it's going to carry over the lockdowns and things, the restrictions and mandates until next summer. Our economy can't hold up until next summer. I mean, it just can't. Truth be told, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I realize it's not holding an edge and it's not a great knife. But I'm saying I've gotten so used to carrying it and the weight and everything else that I almost hate to put it. I may carry two just so I can still show it off. But I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's kind of like that prize horse that looks like $1 million but can't run the race, you know? Darren Collins, what do you think about? Well, I can tell what you think about it. What do you think about this BS $200 taxes on AR in each magazines? It's just another way for them to try and get boomsticks and freedom seeds out of our hands. If I could give you folks advice right now, okay, even though you can't find freedom seeds for crap right now, if you want to send a message to Washington and the swamp and the bureaucrats, everybody rush out tomorrow and buy a couple of pistols. Go ahead and buy them. Let them get just a ton of requests for people trying to buy the firearms. And they'll be like, what the crap's going on? Because they don't know how many seeds are floating around out there, right? That'll send a message to them quick. Matthew Kitchens, price is not quality. I agree. It makes me sad. It hurts my heart to hold that knife knowing that it won't hold an edge. But yeah. Sog is much better and much less expensive. Christy, it does. Check this out. Most people think that the Mamu, I mean, look at this freaking thing. If this is a full-size smartphone, guys. You see what I'm saying? It's like almost 2.5 times the size of a smartphone. And I have an ogre hand. Look at this thing, guys. Ogre hand. And it's beautiful. It's sexy. Breaks my heart. Just breaks my heart. And then you have the mag clip sound. Oh, they really screwed up on the steel. Size doesn't always matter. If it doesn't do what it's meant to. Leah, I'm hoping we're talking knives here. I'm just saying. Open-minded. Sog is actually still my favorite. What's your thoughts on the LARPing between Patriots and BLM? Seems like angry people taking out frustrations. I agree with being able to peacefully protest, but this is happening apex, in my opinion, because where did it first originate? Was it Portland or Seattle? Where one of those two places, they let it go on with the BLM stuff. It was like a bunch of children, bunch of children, nothing better to do. And so they're just out here doing whatever, goofing off. And now the Proud Boys are there. And look, I'm not a huge fan of the Proud Boys. Got to be honest with you. To me, they're, extreme right. They're a little too extreme for me. It's one thing to be a patriot, but when you're out here shouting white supremacy stuff, it's no better than Antifa, in my opinion. Where can I find Sog? I mean, you can order them online, Rita. You can get them at Dick's Sporting Goods. If you have a Rule King, sometimes they have them there as well, Tractor Supply. You're not going to find them at like a Walmart or anything like that. Alaska Prepper. I'm talking about okay, he's talking to somebody else. I can't believe you're still here, Rudy, man. You must have the same kind of personal life that I do, brother. No, I understand whoever put that they're not white supremacists, but when I've seen video with my own eyes of people that are in the Proud Boys chanting white supremacist stuff, it really doesn't do a whole lot for their image. So they need, at the very least, to vet their members a whole lot better. I mean, what is the end game for these folks being in DC? Like, what does either side hope to accomplish? I can understand the pro-Trumpers, but it's not like Washington's just going to say, oh, okay, we screwed up here. Let's unthieve the election because we have people out here protesting. At the same time, Antifa's there. Who knows why? They just got nothing better to do, I guess. It is, Rudy, it kind of reminds me of, if you're familiar with the poll taxes. Remember when they were trying to discourage, way back when, people to vote? And so they preyed on the middle and lower classes with the poll tax because they knew a lot of people couldn't afford it or wouldn't pay for it. And same thing. They're trying to discourage gun owners. K. Marie, they are just loud and proud. Don't have a plan, but I like most of them. Well, that's fine. And most of them probably are good. But I just don't see, I know a lot of people that are loud and proud, but I don't know what it's going to accomplish other than kicking off a bunch of chaos in DC. Let's see here. What do you think about Antifa's threats to shut down big cities? So do you think they will actually go through with it? They have in a few cities. I mean, look, these folks just walk around and they be like, you know what? I think we're going to claim these 3 blocks. This is going to be a new country right here. And they just set up shop. It depends on the cities. If they're highly liberal cities, the mayors will treat them with white gloves because they don't want to upset their voter base, right? And Antifa knows this, so they will, they're like children. If you let them get away with it, they're going to continue to do it until they finally get punished. Shauna, sorry I'm late watching Washington. You talking about the Washington, D.C. deal there, Shauna? Order out of chaos is their game plan, Teresa. You're exactly right. They don't even hide behind that. They don't hide the fact. They want chaos. They want to shut things down. Shut down DC. There's actually a group, Shut Down DC. And they have a manifesto floating around online. You guys can Google it. And they have basically laid out the city of DC. And they have pinpointed areas. Who went over this? I think Magic Prepper, Mad at Magic Prepper. Leah, I'll get to that in a minute. But they have pinpointed areas that they can protest in and basically shut the city down, the infrastructure, and of course make the working class pay because they're upset. Yeah, Washington. That's how I say it, Leah. What's up? How do you say it? Washington? Is that how you guys say it? I'll check that out, Prepper Book Club. What I'll do is I'll go back. Let me write this down, actually, in case I can't find the comment. Lansky. I'll check that out because I'm just using a regular one of these deals right here. So part of it could be on that, but that actually sharpens the SOGs that I have up very good. Apex, I appreciate your honest responses, man. I think it's all noise, throwing angry tantrums. I do too. Trained individuals don't throw fists, they throw lead. Lots of noise to strike fear. You're exactly right. The only thing, KM, I'll get right to that, Kelly with an I. The only thing is when you get a bunch of untrained people throwing tantrums and shouting and things like that, or like Kay Marie was saying, loud and proud, which there's nothing wrong with that. But when you get a lot of people that are so divided together, you end up with the same situation where the kid got arrested and got out on $1 million bail, bond, whichever. Good heart, good intentions, shouldn't have been there. And because no good's coming from that situation. So in my opinion, this is just my opinion, guys, it takes one thing to set that whole powder keg off. And then a lot of bad things can happen for, no good reason, really. What is your current view on Chinese troops in Canada training now? I don't like it. I think if North Shore's here, he can tell you. He's up in Canada, but I think that it's a mistake for the Canadians to have him there, especially with a lot of Canada becoming so socialist now. They're kind of making that turn, socialism, and eventually it'll turn into communism light, and then you have the Chinese there. So in my opinion, it's not good. As far as how it would affect the United States, I don't think that they're coming anytime soon, but I really need to put this on Rumble. I'm trying to be careful of how I word this. I do think that there is a grand plan to put their boots on the ground here in the U.S. And I do think that there's a grand plan to come down through the Pacific Northwest. That would be the entry point for them. So the more they can pack into Canada, Canada could potentially become a staging ground for said agenda, say Agenda 2027. Just look it up. It's out there. The information is out there. Good night, Tracy. God bless. Or is she leaving, or is Alaska Prepper leaving? Hold on, I'm sorry. Good night to whoever. I missed that. I was rambling here. Okay, Rudy. I got you, brother. Thank you for the donations, man. I'll make sure it gets out to the food bank. And again, appreciate you kickstarting us over the hump, brother. Thank you, and have a good night. We need a wall on the north border. Well, I don't know that we're going to get a wall on the north border, but we need to keep our eye on the north border. We need to understand the threat. Mama 97054, I do agree. I can't say that here on YouTube. I can't put that, you know, word for word, but I do agree. I do think the plan is for them to slowly absorb Canada and then shift down towards the United States, and kind of indoctrinate as much youth in the United States as they can before they come in boots on the ground, because there would be a whole lot less resistance at that point. But as preppers, if we know this, then there's a very good chance that you know, our government knows this and our military knows this. You keep getting booted off, Liz. That's not good. Not good at all. It's like watching my old kindergartners at recess fighting over a swing. Wow. Wait a minute here. Kiwi girl, sharpen it and stick it in a fire. Okay, I'm with you on that. And then in a cold biscuit. I know I've had too much coffee. Okay, so we're talking about the edible kind of biscuit that you eat, like you would buy at the grocery store, or are we talking about something else here? Did I did I walk in on something else? Okay, I will actually try that. We're going camping in a couple of weeks, my friend and myself, and we're going to be filming some of it. And I'll put a video together and I'll stick the Mamu in there. And yeah, cold biscuit. C-Mex knows what's up. Can you suggest a SOG fixed blade for everyday carry? I like the SOG Seal Pup. All right, the Seal Pup is a Navy SEAL style knife, but the pup is about half the size. I wish that I had one in here. Do I have one? Hold on, let me check here. I do actually. SOG Seal Pup. All right. They come in black and I think black and digital camo. They may have others. Much smaller. And we got it on. Much smaller than the Mamu, as you can see. But a much better edge. Holds a much better edge. And I think these SOG Seal Pups, I caught mine on sale, $40. I've seen them anywhere from $39 to $59, depending on where you get them. You don't like SOGs, Danny Curl? Is there a reason? Because I've never had one fail me a single time. They're on sale right now on Amazon C-Mex. I know where I'm going after this stream. Corporal's Corner, I have checked it out. And I do like it. Is Pinball Live? I'm not sure. Not sure, to be honest with you. Rittenhouse had every right. Patriot Ref, I do agree. I do agree. Okay, let's talk about Rittenhouse here, guys. Let me get a little coffee in me here. I'll get right to that, Patriot Ref. Apex Visual, thank you. What's your prepper tactical loadout? SHTF suggestion for magazines, rounds, one-man, rifle, sidearm. I can tell you what I have. And a lot of people laugh at the 22 long rifle, okay? However, 22 for me, the long rifle, it has a scope on it. The ammo is out in the wild all over the place, okay? Which is why I go with the 22. It's powerful enough. I'm not bear hunting with it. And then my sidearm is the Beretta 92. Love it. That's just what That would be my bug out. I also have a 380 pistol that I'm not a huge fan of because, again, my hands are freaking gigantic, guys. So a 380 for me is not good. But then I got to hold the Beretta. Love it much better. So anyway, let me see here. Rittenhouse. That's what we were talking about. Patriot Ref. Okay. So here's the deal. Yeah, John McClane, you know it. So here's the deal. He was, in my opinion, he did the right thing. If I was in that situation, I would have done the same thing. Okay. However, I don't know what he was doing there in the first place. I don't know how an underage kid, you know, almost of age, but still underage. I don't know how you go with an AR. I think it was an AR, right? And your parents just drop you off in the powder keg. This is what we were talking about a while ago. This is something that really shouldn't have happened. He had every right to be there, just like everybody else, but you have to be smart enough to know, okay, if I'm going in and I'm outnumbered 100 to 1, the Patriots there were outnumbered like 100 to 1, and they were in a city that the legal system is not going to play in your favor. The mayor's not there to help you. The mayor is going to let Antifa skate on away. They're going to handle them with white gloves, and then they're going to put the chain gloves on. They're going to drag you around. You have to be tired. I mean, you have to be a little smarter than this, in my opinion. He was clear. I understand. Okay, Patriot. He was cleaning graffiti. I get it. But he's an underage kid with an AR in the middle of the night. He could have done that in the morning. He could have cleaned the graffiti in the morning. Okay. As a parent, I'm not taking my kid to a situation like that. I'm not going to allow my kid to be in a situation like that. So his whole deal could have been avoided. Now, that's not to say that somebody else wouldn't have had to do it, but he could have not have been there. And so to me personally, he should not have been there. It was a mistake for him. It was bad judgment on his part to put himself in that position. Now, once he put himself in that position, he did the right thing. He did the only thing that we could have done in that position. You know, you got a horde coming after you of zombies. You got to do what you got to do, right? But I just, you know, for me, I look at it as the biggest thing that stands out for me is the fact that he's underage. You know, that for me is just like, you know, having kids, quiet, decent generator, anything solar, they do cost more. Thank you for repeating that question, Kelly with an I. Anything solar is great. Anything gasoline, not so much. There are more quiet ones. We have I think it's a Honda, actually. It's an older one, and that thing sounds like a freaking freight train. But it's at the bug out location, so it's kind of secluded. There's no way that I would use that at the Ponderosa, though. It's just loud. And then, you know, when it comes to generators, you get into fossil fuel, you know, the gasoline. That's just an extra thing that you have to prep. I would rather, if I was going to do it all over again, I would get a solar generator. I would pay extra money up front and not have to worry about stockpiling gasoline. Purrs like a kitten? Really? Apex? Yeah, I'm trying to, Teresa, I'm trying to figure out what you were explaining as well. I missed it. I'm sorry. Big Red was asking as well. Are homes equal the Alamo, New Frontiersman? Absolutely, 100%. That's what I was saying earlier. You got to draw that line, and you got to. I don't want people to think that I'm advocating for violence, because I'm not, but you have to draw a line. When people start beating on your door and demanding guns, demanding your food, I don't care if it's the government. I don't care if it's marauders. I don't care if it's my next door neighbor. At that point, the threat is going to be neutralized. You know what I mean? Because at that point, I view it all the same. I'm with you on that, Patriot Ref, and I hope he gets off of all charges. He should. I don't think he was in the wrong. I think it was just a bad judgment call on his part or his parents' part. But nobody's attacking him. I'm certainly not attacking him. I think he was in the right in the moment. You understand? If I'm in that situation, I'm doing the same thing he did. I do not fault him for doing what he did, but I'm not going to be in that situation in the first place. That's what I'm faulting. But that's probably because he's underage. I made a lot of bad, judgment calls when I was his age. Affordable, good handheld walkie-talkie or suggestions. The main thing, I've got it sitting right here, actually. We have several of the smaller Cobras. Can't we all just get along? That's what I'm saying. The main thing that I will tell you with walkies is if you have any kind of hilly terrain, you have trees, you have a lot of buildings around, potentially it's going to cut whatever the range says on the box. If it says 50 miles, that's going to immediately cut the range in half. So that's the main thing when it comes to walkies. And then the other thing that I look for is batteries. What kind of batteries do they take? I'm huge on AA and AAA batteries because I can charge them solar. I haven't had any problems with the Cobra. We have Cobra brand here at the Ponderosa, but I'm sure they're better. We just caught these. They were like $20 a pop. And we went ahead and spent, $120 and got like 6 of them. Patriot Ref, he was trying. I get it. He was trying to do good, I totally get it, right? But I would have, at the very least, I would have waited until daylight. I would have waited until the threat was gone and then went and removed the graffiti. I think he was just, his heart was in the right place. He's a patriot. He's trained. He's not afraid, trained on weapons and things, and he's going to do the right thing. I think his heart was in the right place. I think he just maybe put himself in a bad position. Where are our patents? Yeah, Jeremy, that's a good point. But the sad part is, guys, I think we need to look past Rittenhouse for a second, okay? And let me pick your battles exactly, 100% C-Mex. But let's look past Rittenhouse for a second, okay? And the decision he made and how that ended up. We know how that ended up. How pathetic is it that we have to have underage kids going out here trying to do the right thing because we don't have enough patriots standing up trying to go and do the right thing? What I would have liked to have seen happen was this kid not have to go because enough patriots stood up and went. Wouldn't that have been something, Late as always, man. I'm plugging your channel and everything tonight, dude. I was telling them that your wife is like behind the camera being awesome, carrying the show. How you doing, man? Yeah, he did what was needed and stood for his rights. He did. I just wish that we would have had, you know, more adult patriots going in to do this instead of waiting around for a 17-year-old to go in and do it. Thank you very much, Saab. I appreciate that. No, you're fine, Andrew. You're fine, man. I was telling him, look, I was on your stream the other night, and you were talking about kind of being nervous and being new with the streaming. And I was telling him Rudy was in here, and it happens to everybody. When I first started streaming, I'm sitting here like, what do I need to talk about? You know, do I sound okay? All this stuff. You will get to a point very soon where you just come on here and just start throwing it out. But your wife was hilarious the other night. Greg, what's up, brother? Thank you. Be ready today. How you doing, brother? There's another individual I was on here plugging earlier. His channel is awesome, folks. Be ready today. He's awesome. We were talking open-minded. Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about how some channels are here for the wrong reasons, guys. They're here for the money grab. And I can tell you now, prepping for life, be ready today. They're not here for the money grab. And also, who did I mention earlier? Faithful Prepper. She's awesome as well. Where do you get your solar AA battery charger? I really need one, Bonnie. You can find them on eBay. I'm not sure how much I paid for mine now, actually. Had it for a while, but you can get the rig that I have is you get this solar charging block, like the 4 Patriots charging block. And what it does, it takes, let me see here. Yeah, I got pants on, guys. Had to think it for a second there. So you take a cell phone charger, okay? And this will plug into the solar power block. And then you just pull this off. And then you get a battery charger that this plugs into, the USB. And then you can just sit it out in the sun and you can charge your batteries up. And you get several sets of batteries, and you can use one, for example, in your walkie-talkies. And then you can have extra batteries charging up. Well, yeah, the 3%ers, not just the 3%ers, though. I mean, just people that are sick and tired of seeing, you know, their cities burnt down. There've got to be conservatives in these cities, these lunatic cities like Seattle and Portland. I know conservatives are there. They got to be. Stand up, man. This is your home. This is your city. You know, don't leave it up to a 17-year-old to run in, you know, with a rifle and take the graffiti down and all this other stuff. He was trying to do the right thing, folks, but do it yourself. You know, this is your city. You know, Jesus. Thoughts on sharing your preps, knowing it may get out of hand? You've got to be careful, Ghost Prepper, with who you share your preps with. What I would suggest doing here, go ahead and figure out if it hits the fan and you have to bug out or you have to absorb people coming to your home, make a list. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be with you? And these are the only people you share your preps with, right? No one else should even know that you're prepping. Not your neighbors, not the cashiers at you know, Food City or whatever. You need to be slick. You need to go to different stores and don't hit a grocery store and get $500 worth of food. Okay. Hit 8 or 9 grocery stores and get a little bit here, get a little bit here. And just be covert about it. Now, of course, you can share the preps and the information with the people that you intend on bugging out or bunkering in with. But make sure they're putting in on it too. You know, if people plan on crashing your pad when it hits the fan, make sure they're bringing stuff with them. It doesn't necessarily have to be food. Maybe they can work on, maybe you can browbeat them into getting a Berkey and getting some Sawyer minis, and they are your water solution when they get there. Or somebody shows up, maybe they've got all the medical gear. So that's how mags are basically formed. You know, you got one person in charge of all the medical. You've got one person that's bringing the boomsticks and the seeds to the party. You've got one or two that are going huge on food and water. Maybe you've got somebody in charge of the heating and stuff like that. Dog food, yes, dog food. New Frontiersman. Pets are often forgotten when it comes to prepping, but you do not want to forget your pets. You absolutely do not want to. What we do is we have the dry pet food, but we have a lot of stuff that we really don't want to eat, like Vienna sausages, Spam, corned beef hash, stuff like this. And so if they were to run out of food, we would then begin feeding them that. They love it. We just can't stand it. So we prep heavy on that stuff as well. What would be the one item to stock on for trading? I need to do a video on this actually. Wow. Trading. When it comes to bartering, I'm always saying that I like the vices. Okay, so for example, all right, cigars. Okay, some people love cigars. I'm one of those people, by the way. Coffee, wine. we do wine here. Things of that nature. Some people will do like antibiotics and stuff like that. I don't like the idea of trading off antibiotics. To me, they're a little too valuable. One last thing that I would add is silver. Some people do copper, some people do gold. I really like silver as a barter item because silver holds value. People understand that once the SHTF is over, the silver is still going to be valuable. But you're going to have to find somebody that has a lot of preps before they're going to be willing to let some go for silver. You will not barter coffee or alcohol. You won't give it away, Leah, or you won't take it in trade. I'm curious on that. No, Game of American Thrones, your chats are not invisible. I'm so sorry. You are not invisible in here. It's just some people, the coffee club, they're in green, and then the moderators are in blue, so they do stand out a little bit. Correct. I will not give it away. Okay, that's fine. That's totally fine. But you'll take it, correct? Like if you have, like say I ran out of coffee and I said, hey, I know Leah. I know she's got a stockpile of coffee. I wonder if she'll trade me a bag of coffee for a couple of bottles of wine. That sort of thing. You're double fisting it. Hold on here. James Hoggle is double fisting it. How big are your hands, James? Are you double fisting it? Clubbing it? Can you please recommend a walkie-talkie? I just did, Moose Lodge. I have the Cobra brand. You can find these pretty much anywhere. What I was saying with the Cobra brand or any other brand of walkie-talkies is if you're in a wooded area, a hilly area, or in the middle of a city, whatever the box says your range is going to be cut in half. So you want to remember that right off the top. You know, if it says 40 miles and you live out in a, hilly area, you're not going to get 40 miles. You'd be lucky to get 20. Hutch Homestead, welcome to the coffee club. Midland, okay. Be ready today says Midland. I've never actually tried a Midland. You will not get my coffee per alcohol. You would barter seeds for coffee. Well, I got some of those as well, and I'm a terrible gardener. Terrible. My wife and daughter are pretty good at it, though. Ghost Prepper. I tried the forums on Bear Independent, but there wasn't much there. I need to announce this, guys. I almost forgot, and I'm so sorry. The awesome ladies at Facebook, our Facebook page, the link is below. They have went through the painstaking process of setting up a post for every single one of the 50 states. So if you're looking for a group of preppers in your area, you can actually go to Facebook. Say you live in Vermont, you can click on Vermont, and there are message threads in there of people that live in your area that are looking for a prepping group. So check that out if you're on Facebook. I almost forgot. I'm so sorry. All right, let's see here. Sorry, I was trying to read through this post here. Raptor 86, John, I'm with you. I live in Washington and was disappointed, but at the same time as a truck driver, and had to not only keep the safety of my family in mind, but also the fact that no one was willing. Absolutely. I would, God bless you, brother. I would not want to be a truck driver right now. If I'm going into cities and things like that. We need a Prepper Nation Facebook group, Cody West. We have one. If you go into the information below in this video, there are links to all the social media. We have an official Facebook. Hutch Homestead, I don't Facebook. I don't blame you. It's not my favorite. But if you're desperate and you're looking for a group to meet up with, it may be worth picking up long enough to meet these folks. Sailing Prepper, how about ham radios? I'm not an expert on ham radios. Yeah, Jason, I'm still on, brother. You're not live streaming, are you? If you are, I'll jump off, man. Yeah, I mean, hey, Jason, the first 30 minutes, brother, was nothing but food bank stuff coming in. I'm running behind, man. Sailing Prepper. How about ham radios? Okay, so I'm not an expert on ham radios. I could sit down and probably within 30 minutes have a ham radio up and running enough to get information, but I'm personally never going to go through the process of getting a license or learning every single in and out of a ham radio. I actually like the idea of CB radios better, the redneck internet as we call it here. But ham definitely has a place. No, I am at work. Okay. I'm not going to be on here for much longer, man. I don't know who's streaming. Once I get off here, I'm going to go find another party to crash here. But hey, man, Jason, while you're on here, man, I appreciate you shouting me out the other day to Jorn Bull Hansen, man. He is fantastic. I got into prepping through the Prepared Mind, John over the Prepared Mind, and then I found the Angry Prepper and Magic Prepper. But guys, I'm not an expert at bushcraft, but I love to bushcraft. I love learning about it. And that's Bull Hansen. That's how I found him. And Pinball's live, Nelly. Okay, well, I need to go over there and check that out here in a minute. Walkie-talkies are good, yeah. But no, man, just to have him know that this channel exists, basically because of him, that was awesome. And I appreciate you shouting me out the other day, man. Dude is like a living legend when it comes to bushcraft and being a Viking and things like that. Prepper Nation, learn skills now while you can. Then you can always trade for things you need. Absolutely. I don't pretend to have all the skills, outside the bedroom, I should say. I'm kidding. It's late. So, yeah, long story short, skills, the number one thing. The number one thing that you can have as a prepper is skills, you know, because then you can roll with the most basic equipment and survive. And if you don't have the skills, you can have the best equipment in the world and you're not going to make it very long. What's my idea on police scanners? I like them. I would go with a portable unit if it were me. Walkie-talkies, practice, absolutely be ready. Walkie-talkies, again, the range is going to depend on foliage that's around you. And, you know, if you're in a heavily wooded area or maybe you're in a city and you got a lot of tall buildings around, it's going to substantially cut down on the range of anything that you're using. James Hoggle, I would never be able to convince him to come over on my channel. You know, that would be like Michael Jordan coming over to play a pickup game with a YMCA scrub. Me being the YMCA scrub. You know what I'm saying? Gray Man Prepping. Hello, John. Free coffee. I want to send you some. I have a P.O. box. The information is below the video, brother, and I appreciate it. I'll shout you out when I get it. He is an author. Sassy and Southern, he is. It's another reason I respect him. Because I know that struggle as well. But, man, I just... I'm a fanboy. I'm not even going to lie about it. I got a man crush almost on the guy because he goes out. I envy him. He goes out and, man, he'll just build a fire and he'll sit here and he'll talk to people for 30 minutes calmly. And I'm like, how does this man get away from his family for 30 minutes? My family would be blowing my cell phone up like, where you at, son? Take the dog out. He is an excellent bushcrafter, Tabitha. He truly is. Patriots Pride, they are working. I thought they had them all up there. There may be a few that are not on there. Let them know on the Facebook page, and maybe they can get to that one next. Or there may be a way to start your own, actually. I wouldn't, Patrick, I'm not ignoring you. I would not be the person to ask on that because I truly have no idea. Thank you, Heath. So, folks, if you don't have any other questions, I'm going to wrap it up because the Angry Prepper says so. Oh, wait a minute. Some of the BLM jerks got hit by a car and were crying. Yeah. The war cry of the Tifa. Good night, John McClain. Yeah, hey, Beretta's what's up when it comes to the handguns. But I know, baby Bruno. I'm going to walk my dog real quick because he's going nuts on me over here. And then I'll see if I can find another club to hit here online. Yeah, James, convince him. Absolutely. If I could figure out how to get him over here, you know, how to set it up from a technical aspect, I'd definitely do it. Do you have music in your preps? Nah, I don't have music in my preps. Board games and things like that, cards, no music. All right, so I appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to actually walk my dog, and then I'm going to have to sit down. I forgot I'm going to have to sit down and figure the food bank thing out. I know, baby. I know. You trying to tell them bye? You trying to tell them bye? All right, good night, guys. And thank you for being here, and God bless. I know, baby.